Yeah, so RPA is a technology only, as I said, which is a software technology, which includes the software boards. And so it's an acronym of Robotic Process Automation. So as you know, robotic is a which mimics the human actions. So whatever we do on our system, so robot will mimics our actions and it will convert as some flows to deliver our automations. Okay, and as you know, process. So process is nothing but any sequence of the steps which leads a meaningful action. So process can be anything. Like if you, for example, I will give you one example. Like, so we all will do booking some tickets on buses, trains, and all. So for that, what we will do? So we'll go to that browser and some URL will type in. Okay, we'll go to that website and we'll log into that website and we'll search for our related destination buses and all, and we'll book for a ticket and pay some amount and we'll get some printout, right? So this is a simple process, we can say. So like that, anything whatever we do on a system for as a process, like simple steps as a process, so which robot will mimics. Okay, and it will deliver some automation. So automation is nothing but it will do repetitive actions. Once we train the bot, so it will do automations from next time onwards. Okay, it will automate the entire process. So now what is RPA? RPA is a acronym of Robotic Process Automation, which is a software technology which is in booming right now. So we have a lot of opportunities. Okay, that's why we bring up this course to you guys, and which will mimics the human action and convert any process for automation. So which can be any process on our laptop or desktop which you use, which where we can deploy our virtual robots. So it is a virtual robot, not a physical robot like Chitty. Okay, so it is a virtual robot, so which will be located in our desktop or laptop. So which is a very light application which we going to see, guys. Okay, so which mimics the human actions and convert as a automations. So in RPA technology, okay, it is similar. This is a technology similar to AI, but not completely AI. Okay, it is a gateway to the AI process. Uh, right. Can you mute yourselves? Yeah, thanks. And we'll go to that next step. Now we know what is RPA. RPA is a robotic process automation, which is a software technology which will use the robots, virtual robots in our machine and converts the process to a automation. So where we can reduce our efforts. Okay, and within this RPA technology, as I told, so this is a technology similar to data sciences. So data science is a one technology. Similarly, machine learning is a one technology, and blockchain is a one technology. Like that, so RP is also one technology. So where we have a multiple tools in our market. So not only a single tool, there are 100+ tools available in our market. So which tool we have to choose for a automation? That is also one big challenge for us. So we have one report. Okay, so which is some global report. So I have bring that for you. So where you can see from the market presence, so which captures this entire RPA market and versus that capability and offerings for the TED tool. So based on those two parameters, UiPath becomes one of the leading tool, one of the leaders in among the all the existing tools. So it is followed by automation anyway, Blue Prism, like that. There are n number of tools already available in the market, but you can see UiPath is one of the leading tool in a RPA technology. So that we are going to see in our next few slides. Okay. So you can ask maybe why we need RPA, what is the benefits of that, what is exact. So if you see from the customer point of view, the benefits will be something different. If you see like aspirants like us point of view, that benefit is something different. So as an aspirant, you need to get some good job, so with a good package basically, and in a repetitive company. That is your goals. So for that, what we have to see, so we have to select a booming technology. So we can consider this RPA is one of the booming technology. You can Google it or anywhere you can get back to that. So we can heard of some RPA, machine learning, data sciences, all these blockchains and all. So these are the recent verge technologies. So in the present market, so RPA is a very, it is like, it is easy to handle, like easy to learn basically. So even easy to automate, easy to get the jobs. So that advantage is there for the aspirants. So coming to this customer point of view, so RPA will save the cost of the processes. So let's say in any organization you can consider, let's say automobile organization. So if we take any process on the system, what they do, let's say they do some reportings. So they will download some Excel reports from some other applications. Okay, they will do some process in Excel. So they will send that report to some management, right? So that is the manual process they regularly used to do. Daily they used to do that process, that reporting process. So how much they are spending, let's say every day they are spending almost 2 hours on that particular process. So they wanted to, that is something redundant process, that is a repetitive and time consuming. And if you do repetitive process, no, so you will get overwhelmed. Like, so you will get fatigue on that time. So you also get some dissatisfaction over job. So for that, what RPA offers is, okay, so it will automate the process and it will reduce the time also, processing time. Not only automating the process, it will reduce the process time, so that you will get some benefit of the time, so that you can spend some time on the other activities which involving some intelligence, some business objects and all. Okay, so that's where you can use the robots in two aspects, like for aspect side and as per the customer side. Not only for the customer point of view, it should be as a aspirant side as well. So we have the ease of jobs available in the market right now. You can ask any IT recruiter. So RPA is one of the booming technology. It is easy to learn. That is the basic thing we have now. And for the customers, it will save the cost basically, and it will improve the process time, and it will decrease that errors. Okay, it is easy to deploy. So even with your basic laptop and desktop, you can able to install these robots, and you can start automating your own personal processes as well. Not only the business processes you do, let's say, so I wanted to book a ticket. So I just give you my list of passengers and their age details and phone number. So what robot should do, it should go to that particular web application, and it will log in, and it will select our destination, and it will enter the passenger details and age, whatever the details required. And payment mode, maybe we can intervene, we can start interviewing on the payment side maybe. Okay, so up to that, that is something really repetitive process as a daily, as in a daily life. Okay, that also we can able to automate, whatever, nothing. So we can uh, able to automate each and every process which we do on a system. Okay, that's how we can get some RPA benefits, like rapid RPA, return on investment. So let's say if you are going to invest 100 rupees on some particular technology or particular board, something else. So you will expect some returns out of it, right? At least you will expect some 10 to 15% out of that returns, right? So it will give you a quick returns as well as some more returns as well. Not only the tweak, it will be the more also, and it will enhance the processes and it will better the customer experience. Like, so if someone is doing repetitive jobs daily, so they will get some dissatisfaction more. Okay, so while can you mute yourself? Some okay. So they will get some dissatisfaction level where we can deploy the robots so that they can engage in some good results application like business aspects and all. Okay, so like that we can engage the RPA. We can have some RPA technology in our organization, maybe in our career path as well. So that, so if you name any company, big company, every company is using RPA technology. It is recruiting the RPA things also for aspirants point I'm saying. And why we are choosing RPA? It is low coding platform basically. Okay, so which has the no coding requirements. That is one basic advantage, and it is easy to understand and build a automation process. Like it is drag and drop activities is there, so you need to understand what activity you wish to build the process. Let's say if you want to open a browser, so there is a activity called open browser activity, so you can directly use that and open the browser. So from the next time onwards you can just click one click, you can open a browser and start login and do some process on the web application like that. So for each and every process you can do similar kind of simple steps. Okay, so that you will get benefit of RPA. Okay, next, what software robots can do. So it will log in into any application. Like I said, it can be web application, it can be desktop application, it can be any ERP application like SAP and all. And it will do some movement of files, file processing operation. It can read the databases, Excels, all PDF, mail, it can send the mails. Okay, do some calculations, it can extract data from web application, any other applications as well. So like that, what we do on the system, that each and every step can be done by this robot. That is the capability of the bot, that software bots in our systems. Okay, and coming to this RPA, as I told, RPA is a technology. UiPath is one of the tool leading to in a RPA technology. So where we have some components to learn. So first thing is a UiPath Studio, where this configuration we used to build the automations on a studio. So as I said, there is a drag and drop activity. There is no code. So we can use this studio for a low code platform where we can build and design the workflows or automations. After that, we'll deploy these processes which we build for our next runs. Okay, so we just wanted to use whatever we designed, right? For that, we need to deploy that code in the UiPath orchestrator. We used to deploy that code. So, and that robot. So what is the purpose of robot? It will execute whatever we build and deploy. Okay, it will run that process. Basically, what robot will do, it will run the process. What studio will do, it will design the process. What orchestrator will do, it will manage these processes and robots. So these are the three major components in UiPath tool. So where we'll use of specific purposes like studio, where we will build and design our processes, orchestrator where we can deploy our processes, and robots which will run our processes. Okay, like that we can scale up to any number of robots. Okay, so these are the main components in UiPath. So we'll go to this studio and we'll try to understand what studio will do and all. So we'll try to get the how to automate also for this live demo. And as I told, these are the simple structure, and we have the on-premises model. Like, so we can deploy this studio. So studio is a very light application. You can install in your system as well. Okay, it is like 700 to 800 MB. You can install in your system. You can start using that. It is free of cost. We have trial versions you can use. Okay, community versions and all for your daily work also, not an issue. And it is very easy to understand. So we have couple of courses and appointment also available. So along with our trainings, okay. And you can have these products on the cloud also, not only in the our systems. Like we can directly install on the system, and as well as you can use the cloud versions. Like on web applications, you can directly use the UiPath. And as I said, so RPA is not a AI. Okay, so it is not an artificial intelligence only. So it won't apply any intelligence to the process. It will just mimic the process, like monkey to monkey, I can say. Okay, so it will train over some repetitive process. RPA trained over the some repetitive processes. So it won't have any intelligence to take a decisions. Okay, but in case of AI, if you see, it will undergo some data set training. Okay, based on that data set, it will have some learning models. Based on that learning models, it will take a decision over a step. Okay, but in case of RPA, it will do some repetitive processes which will get rid of some burden from that users to save some time, cost on a daily processes. Okay, so it will mimic the human actions which are repetitive processes, which will remove that process time. Like it will save some time basically, and it will improve our experience. But in case of AI, it is a data driven approach. Okay, not on process driven approach. Process driven approach is, so we have set of actions we need to do, that is repetitive. Okay, so that bots will do on repetitive actions only, the same actions. It won't do any intelligence part. Okay, but in case of AI, so it will trend over some data set, large data set. So where it will undergo some machine learning techniques. Okay, which have some learning curves and all, where we can take some decisions basically. So like that. So if you see like Sophia, you might have heard of Sophia. Okay, so if you ask any questions, okay, it will able to answer. So what, that is something physical robot which has some intelligence based on some machine learning models. But in case of RPA, so RPA deployed over systems, in our systems, so which mimics our actions and deliver our automations which are in repetitive nature, not having some intelligence and all. It don't apply any intelligence. It won't take any decisions. Whatever we thought, it will deliver. That's it. That is simple difference. And but one thing is, it is a gateway to artificial intelligence. Why I'm saying this is a gateway to artificial intelligence means, so once we deploy the bots, okay, once we do automations on the processes which we regularly use, so it will generate the data. Okay, over a period of time, it will have a big data. Okay, so with that data, maybe we can think of some intelligence data driven approaches. Okay, that is something different, but it will start stepping stone of that AI approach. Now we are at the process level approach, so which mimics our regular basic steps. But in case of AI, it will data driven approach. Okay. So we'll go to this next slide. So as I said, RPA is a process-driven approach where it will mimic a process and it will deal with that automation. But if you see artificial intelligence, so it is based on some data and machine learning techniques, which will have some, which will give you some intelligence decision making approaches. Okay, so that is the big difference between this process driven and data driven. But you can see this is the first step of the that data driven approach. I can say that. So from doing to thinking. So we are at the stage of doing the same process, automating the same process. But if you see after some time, maybe after some having some good data, amount of data, we can build over some machine learning logics and artificial. Whoever wanted to go with like aiming to get some scientist position in artificial intelligence technology, right? So they can start with this RPA technology, so that it is the first step of that. Even we have some AI tools within our RPA, like to understand the documents, to have some chartboards, okay, and image processing based on the image it can identify and all. Okay, based on that, like if I train over some megastar images, right? So you can give any megastar image, it will identify this is megastar and all like that. That is some image processing that also you can do with the RPA, which AI is invoked. Okay, that also you can do, and even you can understand the bills, documents, invoices. Okay, all the stuff, document understanding is also there, and chatbots also there within this RPA, which having some AI knowledge. So like that, we're moving toward the AI technology with the RPA. So RPA is one of the starting point. Okay, that much I can say. And what processes should I automate? So as I said, RPA automates a repetitive process, okay, which is susceptible to change. Okay, so we should not change to time to time. Okay, so it should be highly manual and repetitive processes we should select for that automation. And rule based process, let's say if any data is present, then only it should process, otherwise it should stop. Like that, that rule based approach we should have for automation processes. So those processes which are having some readable inputs, like, so we need to give proper inputs for the board to process, like Excel data, data tables, okay, PDFs, proper PDFs, format PDF. So like that, we need to give some proper readable input for the robot to process. And as well, we have some business exception. So it should not change time to time. Basically, it can be repetitive processes, but it should not change for the time to time. So based on that, we can select the processes and we can start automating the processes. So first we'll go with always highly manual and repetitive process, which is the standard. It will not, it should not change for time to time. Okay, so much, not even 10 to 15%, it should not change at least for over a 1 year, 2 years like that. So most of the organization having the standard processes. So where will not change all these things, and it should have some proper inputs like data tables, mails and all. Okay, and I will tell you some basic example. In every organization, we used to encounter this, right? So we used to onboard the any, like we are going to join any company. They do some onboarding process. Like they will give some form to fill up, and we'll give you some attached documents to that. Okay, so what they will do at the background, they will create a one mail for us. Okay, so they will add some mailing list. For example, there will be some groups related to our position. So they will add to that groups, and based on position, they will give you some SIM card. Okay, and they will update your details in our list for salary processing and all. So they will request for a access card, food card, all these things which are very repetitive for employee joining process, right? So those processes will undergo certain steps in our desktop, in our laptop, okay, which we can able to automate with our robots. We can train once, then we can, if any employee came, we can give some standard template where they can fill their data. So from that data, we can get the details and we will enter in our local applications where we used to generate all these things, right? So if you want to update something on payroll, so we'll open that payroll system, we will update for the salary purposes and income tax purposes, all the things, okay? So like that, there will be some simple steps where we can be able to automate that with the RPA bots. Okay. And so there is a implementation methodology. For every automation, no, we should follow these steps. Like first we need to understand the existing process. Okay, whatever there, like they said in the onboarding process itself, they do manual processes, certain that they will fill some application, they will do some inputs to web application, they will raise some mails. Okay, like that they will do. So first we need to understand that process. Then in our RPA, we need to design the process. So what are the workflows we need to have? What are the steps we need to have in our basic code? And we'll develop that code and we'll do some testing. So we'll get some acceptance for the user acceptance test from the client and we'll make it live and we'll support for the process. That is something cycle, RPA cycle, how we'll implement. Okay. And as I told, we can automate each and every process in any organization, which we do manually on our system. So these are the some basic common case studies. Okay. So in our HR, we have some data entry payroll. So like that, there are n number of activities we do. In IT services, we used to update the passwords, okay, reset the passwords and all, and we need to check the server status and all. So like that, there is some inventory management in supply chain. So we can have some reportings, okay, like that. Each and every area we can have some repetitive processes which we can able to automate. Okay, so I will go to this quickly live demo. Okay, so that you can understand how RPA tool looks like and how we can able to automate one simple processes, how easy it is. That much we can able to see. So first, I have installed UiPath Studio. So UiPath, as I told, UiPath Studio is one of the component in UiPath tool architecture. Okay, so where we can design, build our automations. Okay, so I have my UiPath Studio installed in my laptop. So I can just open that. So this is the UiPath Studio looks like. Okay, so where I have already created few processes, you can see here.
Here is your screen visible only heat maps only.
Okay, fine. I think I shared that only. Okay, hope you can able to see now this UiPath.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, so this is the UiPath tool interface. So where I have already few processes already I have automated. So if you want to have a new processes like to automate, so you can choose new process. Okay, so where it will ask process demo. So online, okay, that is my process name. Okay, which I'm going to automate. Now just I wanted to show you one automation, like I will show you. So I need to go to this Flipkart, okay, where I wanted to see iPhone records which are 242 records we have here. So these all records we need to extract from here. Maybe instead of iPhone 6 we can see iPhone 13 Pro Max we can see. So which has the 43 results in 2 pages. So now I want all the mobiles which are in such results. Okay, with some title, price, some rating, all this information I wanted to see in the Excel. Okay, so these data, let's say I wanted to manually extract. So what I have to do, I have to copy like this. I have to paste it in the Excel. And if I want this one, okay, sorry. So let's say if I want price, I can copy this, okay, and I can put it in the Excel. Like that I have to do. So for the robot, it is very easy to get the all the mobiles data, this 42 mobiles data. So it can be title, it can be price, it can be the rating, it can be whatever their information available. For all this, not only in this page, even from let's say it can be any number of pages. Now here there are 2 pages. So it can be 10, it can be 100 pages. So we can able to extract all the information by the board. So I will show you how we can train. First, we need to have the workflow. So workflow is a set of activities which will have some meaningful action in it. So including the workflows, like set of workflows, we call it as a process. It can be like a sub process. Workflow you can name it as a sub process. Okay, this sub process you can build first. So we have set of other types also. I will explain while training. Okay, now I wanted to automate this Flipkart mobile data extraction. Okay, so first I have to have a workflow. Then, so I have one feature called table extraction where I can extract my web data, this data, all this data, mobile data. Okay, I will launch that one. Okay, this is the tool. So this is the widget I'm going to use. First, we need to add the required data. So I can click on the add data. So I will indicate on this. So I want to first see this title model. Okay. So if you see, I clicked on the first one, it automatically detects all the consecutive ones. Okay, you can see on here. So you can see it will highlight. I will add one more time. If I click on here, it will automatically identify all the below things. Okay, and it will give you some naming also, new column 0 and all, and it will have a already some URL also present. So for each and every element, that URL also will come. I can remove that URL and maybe I can change this name. So instead of new column 1, I can give a model. Okay, so first all the model information will be on the model column. Similarly, I will click on this price so that it will get the all the price details. Okay, so first I will click on this model. So it will auto create a columns with the URL also. URL will be one column. I don't want URL. I can change this name model and save. And I can click on any other element so that I can get that information as well. If you see, so I clicked on price, so it is asking for us. Okay, so you can click OK so that you can get this column names as well. Okay, you can remove URS that is not required, and that is the second column. Okay, which we clicked on, that we can name price. So automatically these things will be created. Okay. So you can select that as a number. Okay, you can see. So now that becomes some number only. So like that, I want rating as well. Maybe I will click on this rating. So click OK. So it will create columns. You can remove this URLs. URLs is not required, and you can change the name. This is a rating. Okay, rating can be number. So okay, now I have all the data like model data. So I have price, I have rating. You can see. So if I click on any one element, it will auto detect the corresponding elements data also, and it will fetch it as a data table. Okay, and I can click selection, finish, and after that, let's say I can remove this. Let's say if I have a more pages, I want to navigate those pages as well. So what you have to do, you can indicate on the next button so that it will click on the next button. If one page corresponding data is extracted, it will go to the next and it will get the all the data corresponding to the all pages data. Okay, and you can save. So now you have the data in the extract data table variable. So that you can use right range activity to store basically in a Excel. Okay, I have something called Excel. I can create the data. I can name it, and then the Excel data. I can pass this variable. Okay, so now what happened? It has robot has extracted all the data over the web pages and it has stored in the extract data variable. This variable we are storing in the Excel. Okay, so we are writing some Excel file where we are passing this variable, and you can also have properties where you can select some add header so that header columns also visible for you. Okay, yeah. So what I will do, I will close this. Okay, I have closed that Flipkart application. Now I have my workflow. So what my workflow will do, it will open that Flipkart iPhone that 13 Pro Max, and it will extract all the details like 43 details I guess we have. So all the models related data, model name, price, rating, all the data will be extracted and it will be right in the Excel. Okay, so that we can able to see the details in the structured manner from the web to structure for our. So I wanted to buy a best phone in the best price with the best rating. So that vendors can be different in the Flipkart, right? So each vendor has their own price. Okay, and own delivery timings and all. So now I just wanted to get all the information over there in the Flipkart so that I can, after that, I can do some analysis over the data and I can buy the best phone. Okay. Now I just run the browser. Now you can see robot is open this page directly and it is trying to extract all the data from the backend. So you can see now it is navigated to second page, so which we have not done earlier. So we just indicated on the next button. So robot automatically clicked on that and trying to extract all the data information like model name, price, rating. So you can also extract this RAM details, all the other details also you can able to extract. Okay, like that it will try to extract the details and it will store it in the Excel. Okay, now you can see the process has been completed. So now the data, we can see it in the Excel. Okay, you can see this is our project folder location. So where we have stored, yeah, these all data we have, correct? So, but one challenge here is, so I want only 13 Pro Max. You can see in our search results, Okay, we have other data as well, so I wanted to filter this. Okay, so for the filter I have the same activity, so you can do manually also, but if you want to do repetitive number of times you wanted to run this process, you want to do these automations, so you can do automations. For a filter we have the filter data table activity, so where you can filter, so the data is now in the extract data table, so you can do some selection. So for a first column you can specify that model contains 13 Pro Max, right? Those data only I want, 13 Pro Max. So it contains 30 Pro Max, then only I wanted to see that data. And the output can be in the same data table that we are going to write here. Just I can remove this sheet, I can delete this sheet, so that robot it will create automatically. Okay, maybe I will delete this data and I will save. So next time what robot will do, it will extract again and it will filter and it will give you only that data. And one more thing I wanted to see, now we have 13 Pro Max data only, and I wanted to see it in the ascending order. Okay, whichever is the less price, that I wanted to see in the first row. Okay, for that I have a sort data table activity, so where you can mention column name, what based on what you have to sort. I wanted to sort based on the column name. Okay, maybe column name not mention price, and data table you have to give. So I want to see the extract data table, and in the properties you can see there is a ascending order. So these two information we require for that sorting data table. Now what robot will do, first it will extract the data from the web application, that can be Flipkart, Amazon, whatever the number of pages, number of records, that is not a matter for us. So all the data it will extract and it will do for some filtering, because if you even search in a Google also, it won't give you a related information. So after that I want to search the data with the whatever the my requirement, like I want 13 Pro Max as my requirement, I wanted to extract. So I wanted to filter after extracting. Then based on the price, I wanted to see my lowest price model want to be in the first row. Based on that second row, little lesser. Like that, I wanted to see. Maybe you can do it on the based on rating also. Okay. So now I will quickly run it again. So robot will be very fast. You can see robot is how it is operating on the left side panel. So it will be done on the background, and presently this whatever we see on this called presentation layer, that also it can automate. Even background processes also it can automate. So okay, now it is extracting from background and it will preparing the data as a data table and filter, and it will do some sorting based on the price. So now I will just go to that Excel. I just wanted to see that information. Okay, you can see only 13 Pro Max data only available. Maybe it has extracted 43 plus data, but over the 43 we have only this much 20 models only related to 13 Pro Max. Okay, this is something different that you know guys. And the price, so this model price is something less, and rating also same for all the things, rating will be something different. Okay, and price you can see that is less, very less. Okay. Like this you can do some sorting also, and you can extract the data, you can automate any processes. You have some called activities, and you can just open the any browser like For opening a browser, you have to use this use application or browser activity. You just need to drag and drop. Okay. And if you wanted something like path you wanted to open, no? So you can just open this and you can indicate this activity to here so that it will get that information. Okay, it will get this information automatically. It will try to simulate that. Similarly, we have recorders, whatever you do on that. So you can just use this recorders also. So whatever we do, right? So it will auto identify that elements. Let's say if I want to click here, it will take this activity and it will try to click. Okay. And I want to continue with the Google. Click on this and I want to go with my personal account. Okay, I can click on this. So you can see at the background, it is trying to emulate, it is build that workflow by imitating these actions. Okay, and it is processing also. So in the one step, it is processing. In another step, it is copying that activities required for automation. Okay, like that, it will apply the entire process, and you can save this, and you can do some tricks and all, and you can start automating your processes. Okay, like this, it will build some workflow for you while recording. Okay, and it will do the from the automations from here. Okay, so even you can have some activities like this for a check. So I have one activity called check. Okay, maybe I have to use within this scope. So I can indicate on this so that it will indicate the target based on this. Okay, you just need to confirm. So it will check here. If you want uncheck, you have to select uncheck like that. So you have the accuracy, you just need to drag and drop. It doesn't require any coding, program skills. So any background, okay, not only from the IT, if you are from the non-domain like non-IT, mechanical, civil, any degrees, okay, if you have already some experience in other sectors, they can also easy to learn this technology tool, particularly UiPath tool, and start your career with the UiPath. So that is brief introduction about this RPA and UiPath tool and live demonstration. So we have couple of use cases as well. So wanted to go through. So if you have any questions also, we can answer at this platform.
Hello.
Yeah, please.
So first of all, let me tell you this was so clear. Despite this being the first session, I think everyone got a very good picture on design as well, followed by all theoretical knowledge of RPA. Great, sir. So my doubt is, with respect to the community edition, can we make n number of processes? I know there will be certain limitations compared to the main version, but is it valid for unlimited applications or the bots?
Yes, for a UiPath, as you said, is correct, sir. For UiPath, there is no limitation as we have to do certain processes like that only, but you should not use it for the business. For community, you can do automation for your learning and academic path. You can do that. You can do some automations for your personal use and all. You can do that, but there is no particular limitation for that. For UiPath, for automation anywhere, some other tools, we have that limitation and facilities. But
Okay.
UiPath, you don't have any limitation. You have even academy. So I will show you that academy. If you are good at learning by your own, you can start the academy. Okay, this is academy only basically. So you have one RPA developer foundation course, which is a basic for every developer. So just go log into this academy.uipath.com. In the academy, you just go, you start with this RPA developer foundation.
Perfect.
This one, you just enroll and you can start learning this course. For any basic developer, for a starter, they can use that. And if you want to download that RPA software, this UiPath software, no, so you can go to this UiPath.com and you can click on try UiPath free and you can start learning. Okay, if you want any support, you can contact us. We'll have some standard roadmap which is based on some live implementations in different organizations where so even if you see any organization like any training centers and all, so they have some definite material definitely. Okay, so that may not help you for a live automation. So, but in our case, we are getting, so we have lot of material. So to understand, but you wanted that to learn whatever required for the organization. So maybe you can reach us. But if you want to learn personally as a student or a learner, some researcher like that, you can go to these activities and you can try to start with this academy and try to get download this UiPath studio and start using that. That is okay.
Perfect, sir. So one more thing. I heard the concept called anchors. Like real time, it will identify the login screens from any web page,
Correct.
despite the location. Will it be available in community also?
Yes, yes. Community, all the features, even advanced features also available in community. But only thing is for a business purposes, you should not use. Okay. And I think some features like advanced features like AI, a fabric like document understanding, image processing and all also available, but only some point of time. So those key technologies are 60 days trial you can use. So within that 60 days trial, you can get use of those activities, that advanced level techniques, some AI fabric things and all. But for a tool basic activities, you can use endless. Any questions for others?
For now, it was clarified, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, if you have any questions also, don't hesitate. You can maybe you can, if you are not rightly also, you can post any questions to our mail IDs. Okay, you can contact us with this mobile. Okay, you can. So if you need more information, also you can visit our website. Okay.
Sure, Naras.
Yeah. So if you are interested to learn this UI path and get some good placements, you can get our training center. Okay. So we have a good roadmap based on our live projects. We have some good experts also. Okay, so we have 30 days training. Okay, where we have 44 hours and we have some standard curricular. Okay, so we have practice sessions, 50% practice session, like 50% theory will be told within this 1.5 hour every day. And after 40 minutes, we'll give you some practice sessions. We'll make you to practice on the tool so that you will be more confident. We have already passed few batches, so they're well good placed in the reputable companies as well. Okay, in startups. Okay, most of them are from the other domains, so they wanted to shift to this software, and few of them are from the fresher background, so they just finished their graduations. Okay, like that, they are from the even other domains also, non-IT, even degree girl learned and placed in RPA. That's how easy it is. So that is the one best example. Maybe I can quote here. Okay, she's from my relative only, but I'm saying this. Okay. So like that, you can get this opportunity. You can know more information from the web. So if you want some guidance, you can reach us. You can contact these numbers, Srinivas. So we'll give you a good training material, some guidance sessions, practices, most unflexible timings also we can give you that. So with a competitive price. Okay. If you anyone interested, you can post your mobile numbers in our chat. Okay, so that we'll reach you. Yeah. Thanks, Edgar. We'll reach you.
Sure. And Naraj, what is the basic configuration needed for this tool?
Basic.
System configuration for this tool.
So system configuration is 4 RAM, 4 GB RAM. Okay, minimum 250 GB hard disk and Windows 7 and above OS. That is required, minimum basic requirement. Yeah, so any basic laptop or desktop having this configuration, not an issue. So 4 GB RAM, even our phones have. Okay, and
And you said we can use this UiPath in application and cloud as well, right?
yeah, cloud as well. But if you want to get the licensing from the cloud, okay, so you have to install in your system only this UiPath Studio, but licensing and all is from the cloud. Okay, from connecting to this cloud. You can see here, I have connected to this URL cloud.uipath. For a licensing, that community license. Okay, so you can have some key for a standalone. I said no on premises. For on premises, you will get some key, license key, so that you can activate here. But that robot will be installed in your system only. Okay.
So one thing, a basic question again, with respect to UiPath, how the on-premise will work basically? Will it be having equal capabilities, or will you suggest to go with, cloud?
No,
How
no,
this is
that is basic based on the organization policies. Basically, some of the organization will not allow cloud integrations, interactions, that those things also not allowed. But if you see, most of our applications relied on the cloud in the recent times. So you can go with the cloud also, but based on the organization's policy, if they are not recommending cloud, then you can use the on-premises also. that is there, that both options we have based on their requirement, we'll go with the option. I'll suggest cloud. Okay, if anyone has any questions, you can ask. Else, we'll wind up this call for now.
Yeah, hi Nagaraju, Sai here. Do we have like, I mean, what's the time limit we have for the trial version of UiPath?
So we have few versions. Actually, community version is one. So where we can use endlessly. So there is no time limit and number of processes and all. There is no limits. You can use community for a long. Okay, there is a one more version called enterprise trial. Okay, so for enterprise trial, that is for a 60 days. So that futures are something different. Let's say if you want to use the AI fabric models, image processing models, and some document understanding test manager that you regularly use test managers, right? Those things, those options you required enterprise trial version, which is a 60 days limit. But for a community version, for a practice and learning, you can use community version that is for long. There is no limit for that.
Okay, thanks, Nagaraj.
Thanks. Okay, then we are good. Hopefully, we'll meet you again. We'll reach you each and every time.
Okay.
See you. Bye bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining.